Have you ever written an exam and halfway through the exam you just concluded that you have failed? Like you don't even try to put in any effort, you just look at your script and you're like, well, it's not like failure is ever the final step. I mean, a failure today is a winner tomorrow. Well, I understand how you felt because I've been in that situation multiple times in my life. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about that. Well, it happened when I was in SS1, which some of you refer to as the 10th grade. And back then, the school I attended, they made sure to prevent any sort of exam malpractice. And one way they did that was by mixing different students from different grades in one exam hall. So now if a student didn't prepare for an exam, there's an high chance that he will fail. So it was a Wednesday, I got to school. When I got to my class, I saw almost all my classmates doing some sort of revision of what they have studied. And also, some of my classmates asked me questions like, Favor, I'm not going to do a little revision before the exam starts. Favor, have you studied for this exam? Favor, where are your study materials? Well, the answer to the first two questions was obviously no. I mean, I haven't studied chemistry for the past 11 weeks. So trying to force 11 weeks of studying just a few days before the exam was pointless. I felt it was futile. So when I saw some of my classmates doing what I said I wouldn't do, I was amazed. I mean, don't get me wrong. In life, we always have to consider our options. I mean, look at me. I started YouTube 7 months ago, and even till now, I don't have up to 100 subscribers. And the reason was because of how lame my initial videos were. Like, my friends will see my videos, and most of them will be like, your videos are boring, no, they are so monotone, there's no life, there's no excitement in your video. A friend of mine even said I sounded depressed in my video, like I sounded like someone who needed help. Like, what the? And let me not lie, it's true, sha. But I don't shame those videos too much because I put in lots of effort and love in making those videos. But not until recently, that was when people started saying, oh wow, people, your videos are interesting. And that's when I posted my 5 crazy things I believed as a kid. Majority of my friends or people that said my videos were boring before started saying, guy, your videos are much more interesting, they are much more livelier. And I was happy. But I've only made 3 videos that got that kind of public recognition. And if you check the time I have left to reach my YouTube requirements, it's only 5 months. So it's kind of weird. People might be like, wow, it's impossible. I mean, getting 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. Not 4,000 views, 4,000 hours of watch time. From a certain angle, the odds are obviously not in my favor. But like I said before, in life, we always have to consider our options. And I picked the option that says that I will be able to reach my requirements within the next 5 months and even go far beyond that. So now, before I start sounding like a motivational speaker, which I don't want to sound like, let me continue my story. So now, I know most of you might be asking me questions like, Favor, are you so sure that those guys are slackers like you? Are you so sure that those guys haven't studied chemistry for the past 11 weeks? Well, obviously, these guys were my classmates. That's like the obvious answer. And I spent every day with them. So obviously, from day-to-day activities, I could tell how everyone was doing. If not everyone, but most of them, how they were doing academically, especially in the chemistry aspect. So when I saw them trying to force 11 weeks of study in just a few days, I knew it was going to end in tears. So now, fast forward 3 hours later, we're all getting checked into the exam hall. Me and 5 of my classmates, making us a total of 6. We are moved to a classroom of over 30 seating capacity. And we're mixed with students from different grades that are both higher and lower than ours. So fast forward again, 1 hour into the exam, and I'm sitting down looking at my question like this. Is this how I fail? Is failure the only option I have left? I mean, I didn't know over 70% of the questions. Now, obviously, I could just pick up my answer booklet, walk up and submit my booklet to the invigilator. But I kept thinking, and I also want to ask you all the same question. If you were a teacher and a student submitted his answer booklet, now I look at the answer booklet and almost all the questions are left unanswered. And then another student submit his own answer booklet and all the questions were answered, but most of them are incorrect. Which would you think is more irresponsible among the 2 students? Obviously the first one. So I knew that submitting an empty answer booklet will make me feel much more irresponsible than submitting a complete answer booklet with most of the questions wrong. So I just wanted to put anything on my answer booklet, even though the answers would be nonsense. So I looked at my question again. I was like, okay, question 2, state Gay-Luxar's law. Obviously, I don't know what the hell Gay-Luxar's law was. So I looked at my left side. A friend of mine, Victor, was sitting next to me. And I remember that Victor was smarter than me. Academically wise, Victor was better than me. So I signaled him. I was like, Victor, please state Gay-Luxar's law. You know what this guy did? He looked me in the eyes and with a straight face, he said, Gay-Luxar's law states that all Luxars are gay. This was someone I called my friend, someone I called my brother. Wasn't that the height of betrayal? And just when I thought that Victor could do nothing worse than that, a girl who was also in our class asked Victor the same question and he told her the correct answer. She even asked him to repeat it and he did. By the way, we're in an exam also, did our best to be as stealthy as possible. Now I know most of you might be like, Victor is a very bad friend. How could he do that to his bro, man? Like, that's the height of bull crap. The funny thing is that back then, I didn't even think about it. I didn't even bother when he did it. I just carried on with my exam. After all, I was still going to fail. And when I said I was still going to fail, fast forward again, 2 weeks later, and the results were out, and I got a D- for what I wrote down on that answer booklet. A D- was like an A+ to me. I mean, my answers were totally out of point. I know those guys that say that their effort will end in tears. Let's just say we are all cruising the failure boat together. So yeah, that's how I bring the video to an end. If you enjoyed it, which I hope you did, please like, subscribe, also turn on notification. I also recommend some of my videos down on the description below. And don't forget to follow my social media pages. And I'll be seeing you all next time on I Am Luca Rumo Doshi. Bye bye.